All right, video 6 of 2402 lecture on reproduction. Now, don't be scared by that figure over there. It's not that confusing, and it does kind of sync everything up. If you remember that diagram in the heart chapter that kind of synced everything, this is another one of those graphs that considers two different phenomena but puts them on the same timeline. So let's try and break it down. There are three basic phases of the female's menstrual and, for that matter, ovarian cycles. The first phase, and they start day one, they start basically at day 0 or day 1. This is when menstruation begins. So if you're keeping track of it, when menstruation begins, you're basically on day 0 and then count, right? And that should last about 4 days, give or take, right? Depends on the person. And this is during this time you shed that endometrium. So basically you've given up on the last month's effort to get pregnant and you're going to start over, right? So that's menstruation. Then what's called the proliferative phase. And proliferation is kind of making more of something. So proliferative phase makes the endometrium thicker. And if you want to, this is basically thickness of the endometrium down on this in this graph. So it gets real thin because of menstruation, and then you build it up again during this dark blue phase right here called the proliferative phase. Now, if you want to look at these other things, these are all occurring at the same time. So up in the ovaries, you're going to have hormone changes that affect the ovaries. You're going to have the follicles developing. So these are just kind of showing you this follicle gets chosen and it develops into a big follicle, and then it's going to ovulate. What happens during that proliferative phase kind of is listed here. Estrogen levels increase. You can see those estrogens going like that, and that estrogen is encouraging that endometrium to thicken. GnRH produced by the hypothalamus causes the anterior pituitary to produce LH and FSH, and LH and FSH peak, especially LH, luteinizing hormone, that peak towards the end of that proliferative phase is the signal to ovulate. So as soon as that egg, that oocyte is released, you begin the secretory phase, where that oocyte begins making its way down the uterine tubes the oviducts, my parlance. And here we see the endometrium remains thick, and if fertilization occurs, that embryo will then embed in here, and you'll maintain, right? You're going to change. You're not going to menstruate. You're going to just maintain that endometrium thickness because the embryo and the mother are communicating and saying, okay, you're pregnant, let's have a go at this. There is a mucus plug that blocks the cervix, which is going to keep in the embryo and keep out sperm cells. And then 9 months later, with any luck, you'll have a kid. If not, if there's no fertilization, at the end of day 28, then you just restart, right? So here's this light blue again, which means that we're starting the menstrual phase. And repeat. Now there's that corpus luteum thing that I was telling you. This guy produces, I should say, that girl produces a lot of estrogen and progesterone, which I describe in the next slide. Here's what they do. Estrogens, and there's several different individual molecules that have all fallen in that class, but we'll just learn them as estrogens. These promote oogenesis and follicle growth. They help the reproductive tract develop as a child, and they help you develop your female secondary sexual characteristics in the absence of testosterone, which include breasts, more body fat, and sort of a wider pelvis, because the kid's going to have to get out somehow. And progesterone, which kind of helps, as you saw in the previous graph, regulate the uterine cycle, and it especially helps once you're pregnant. So if you get pregnant, it's going to kind of maintain that pregnancy and keep the uterus from moving around a lot. You don't want it to shed the endometrium. You want it to kind of remain still. And towards the end of that 9 months, you're going to start getting those breasts ready to produce milk for the offspring.